in New York, for instance, you can buy a $100 million condominium if you have that kind of money, and at least at the beginning, be paying something like $17,000, $18,000 in property taxes, which for New York is a small amount on that purchase price. So there are very big tax breaks going to encourage people to invest in the U.S., invest in New York, and that's attractive to foreigners, as is the ability to buy in a very hidden way.
In that hidden way, that's what we're going to talk about. That was Louise Story, the reporter behind the New York Times piece that's fueling a government initiative to track secret real estate buyers. The Times reports that foreigners are using illicit funds to buy luxury properties here in the U.S. Louise Story is a staff reporter for the New York Times, and she joins us now with more. Thank you so much for joining us. So in that sound that we were listening to, that was from a year ago that you were here, you visited us, and you were right. The numbers are rising, the ability to buy in a hidden way being one of those reasons, but now the government's saying, not so fast, not anymore. They want names. They want to identify and track the buyers of those high-end real estate purchases. Why are they doing this, and why now?
So this is a really watershed moment for the real estate industry, because until now, if you walked in with a bunch of cash to buy a place, $20 million place, and you wanted to use a shell company, a limited liability company, the realtor or the real estate lawyer, they might not ask anything about you. They might not know whose money it is. And what the Treasury Department said this week is that that's not okay. You not only have to ask, you have to report it to the federal government, and they're going to start putting it in a database that law enforcement can use.
And part of this stems from an investigation, a 3-year investigation. You co-authored this. It appeared in the New York Times, and it was about shell companies and LLCs. What did you discover?
So we got behind all of the shell companies in a really iconic building here in New York, the Time Warner Center. Looked over 10 years of ownership, and we found that the use of shell companies is on the rise. More foreigners are living there, and we found a real number of them that had been involved in serious government investigations. They were subject of government investigations around the world. So people in those other countries might like to know that they secretly own here.
And why is this necessary?
Well, this step will allow the government to try to look out for any illicit money that may be hiding in real estate.
And possibly discover it.
And discover it, because in the banking system, there's a lot of checks and balances, and now it looks like the government is trying to bring the same thing over time to real estate.
And I asked you why it's necessary and what the outcome would be, because we had a real estate agent on, someone from the industry, and obviously this is going to cause headaches for them.
It will. I mean, it's going to be more work for them. It may mean less money for them, because if it scares away some buyers, because those buyers don't want to reveal who they are, it could mean that people in the real estate industry don't make as much money. But, the positive on that may be that there's a lot of ordinary people who have been priced out of homes in Manhattan, in southern Florida, in the LA area. So, kind of slowing this down a little and saying, where is this money coming from, may really be helpful to some people.
Yeah, all right. That's a positive spin that they would definitely like to hear. Thank you so much, Louise Story. We appreciate your work on this, and thank you for joining us to talk about it.
Thank you.